But after yesterday, I'm going to cool off now a little bit. But look, I love this state. I'm from the Republican Mecca of Orangeburg, you guys know. And so one thing about Orangeburg is if you're a Republican there, you are a true Republican. Because believe me, there is no benefits anywhere of being a Republican in Orangeburg. But it's taught me a lot. I love the state. Again, most of y'all know I went to the Citadel, and I love the institution. I mean, learned duty honor country, went in the U.S. military, which I've been in 21 years now, as an Army Airborne Ranger Infantry officer, and had the opportunity to learn leadership in places like Kuwait and Sinai and Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan, and learn true selfless service. The things I saw, particularly of our young men and women that are defending us, it was just great. But I came late in the Republican activist ranks. You know, in the active duty military, you really can't get involved politically. You know, frankly, all of them are conservatives. And you talk to any military guy around. But I was in Afghanistan, I saw something that I've talked about, I want to say it again, is the strength of America in the battlefield, where as a senior advisor in Helmand province, I put out teams of young men to go advise and fight the Taliban, and they were with the Europeans because it was a European area of operation. I had a chance to see America next to Europe. And I grew up as a military brat and spent some time in Europe, and the difference is stark. It was incredible to me, the hard work, the ingenuity, the initiative, what they did in that mission, and then coming back home and realizing that everything I'd raised my right hand to defend 21 years ago was about to be lost back here at home, and so I got involved. And as this crazy Airborne Ranger, I jumped headfirst into the state level office. I spoke at the first Tea Party in the history of South Carolina in February of 2009. I was meeting two of the candidates, and frankly, at that point, I was told all advisors, stay away from it. It's, you know, we know this thing's going. I didn't care. It was a constitutional organization. I stayed with it, announced my candidacy, and spent 15 hard months out campaigning. I started from scratch, no name recognition, this outsider. And in 15 months, I raised almost $500,000. I went all over the state. And here's something I'll mention is, if you look at the prior chairmen, most of them have been credible statewide candidates. There's a reason for that. Because you do all things you need as chairman. You raise a lot of money, you see the state, you see what's good, you see what's bad, and I did that. So in my case, I finished up, and while I was there, I saw some things I thought needed changing. Because we have a great party, we have an incredible platform. But I saw some things in the primary that we need to fix. So a month ago, when Patrick Hatton stepped out of the race and started this draft Connor movement, I got literally hundreds of phone calls from around the state, spent 3 days in long prayer. I finally came to peace with my wife and said, you know, I've got to jump in, because it's an issue that's not being talked about. And here's the main issue. We need to close the primaries. We also need to change the process. What sickened me as an idealistic guy is that when I came in, I wasn't asked, what are my ideas, what are my qualifications? I was asked, how much money have you raised, and who's your consulting firm? And the consulting groups in South Carolina have a place. But right now, they dominate the process. There's a lot of things that go on to make this process way too expensive. For example, almost $20 million for the governor's race, $3 to $4 million for the constitutional officer races. It needs to be about the candidates. Who are you? What do you believe? And not talking points in front of your head by a consulting group telling you what to say. Because what it does, it drives the money, it drives the process. And right now, I don't believe that if we have someone who's not a multimillionaire and can't self-finance, and someone who's not from the inside, the smoky rooms, they have very little chance of running for office, and that's not right. We need more war veterans coming back and running. We need small business folks. I want to change that system. And what I've done is, if you look at my website, I give a detailed plan called the Conservative Candidate Workshop. And it's 4 or 5 pages of something I've been thinking about for the past 15 months of how to change the system. I believe in it firmly. First, we need to close the primaries because the Democrats jump in. I'll tell you, as a guy from Orangeburg, I voted in a Democratic primary. You know why? There's a sheriff's race. Sheriffs were defending my wife and children, and I wanted the most conservative sheriff I could possibly get. Well, the Democrats go to their block sites because they look for the most liberal Republican candidate they can find, and that's why we get legislators that many times legislate as Democrats, because the Democrats help them out. We need to close the primaries, we need to get conservative guys in. But here's the thing with the workshops. The workshop idea is something that would go from the county level all the way up to the state. Candidates, before they run, go to the workshops, a weekend process. They first learn the platform. They realize we are a socially and fiscally conservative party. And frankly, it gives us a tool, because as a party, if someone's legislating way to the left, I can invite them back into the workshop and say, look, you're going back to basic training. The second part of it is that quite frankly, we can teach the candidates what they need to run a campaign. They don't need these consulting firms. They have a place, but they can go out like me right now. I got one guy working for me, and that's all I need. We need candidates that talk their mind, tell people what they believe in, and what their plans are. That's my goal, that's my drive. I know we have limited time, so just a couple things else. Look at the ideas. If you had to, at this point, you got to make a choice from 3 good men. The 2 good men I'm running against. One's going to speak right now. On the issues, we're very close. I think the background is where you got to make the decision. In this case, the 15 months I spent as a Tea Party outsider candidate and what I learned during that time frame set me apart. Please read the website, because I'm giving specific plans on how not only close the primaries, but also fix them. I firmly believe in this. Again, 21 years of my life, I gave this nation for the Constitution. I love the Constitution. I love it. You know, it's the closest thing to, thank you, sir. Closest thing to inspired writing that's to the Bible that I think is on this earth. I love the Constitution. We are losing our Constitution right now. I've got 3 young children, a wife of 20 years. If we don't fight right now and fight back hard, we're going to lose everything that we have fought and died for 230 years. Please give me the chance. We need to end politics as usual. We need to get back to who we are, get back to real candidates. Well, Bill Connor, next chairman of the South Carolina Republican Party. Thank you so much for all this.